Hi, this is Christina and Dakota Denton, winemaker at Gershon Bacchus Vintners in Temecula, California. We are going to take you through our tasting menus today. We do have 3 different menus, one for our tasters that have never been here before, and 2 different menus for our wine clickers, our membership, that come in every month to be able to taste new wines. We are going to start with our first clicker menu today.
The first wine that we're starting with is our 2014 Laris. This is 100% Mourvèdre. This is sourced from right down the street off Paba. It's actually from the Paba Ridge Vineyard. This is just a really nice, lighter style red. With this one, there's a lot going on with it. I get a little bit of a herbaceousness on the nose, and a little bit of fruit, but then just a nice finish with a little bit of caramel on the end.
You'll notice a very, very unique nose to this wine and a very distinct finish. We use Hungarian oak barrels here, and in some of these wines it brings out certain characteristics that don't reveal themselves at other wineries. In our particular winery, our toasted heads bring out a certain caramel characteristic at the finish of this wine. This is really beautiful, lovely. It has a sense that it's sweet, but it has no residual sugar.
Then up next is our 2014 Caucus. This is our Barbera. So this is actually a California blend, not 100% sourced from Temecula. But with this one, there's a lot of bright fruit on the front. I get a lot of cherry raspberries, and then it leads into a nice acidic cocoa finish.
Take your time with this wine. You know, Barbera reveals itself a lot differently from winery to winery and from region to region, but the Barbera does have a distinct flavor that comes through your wine tasting of it. Take your time. Take in the aroma. The aroma is beautiful here. It just gives you that fruity flavor without being sweet. Your mid-palate's just going to give you a touch of acidity, and the finish is long, like a long chocolate-covered cherry finish. You'll love this one.
Then next up on the menu is our 2015 Daidea. This is 100%. This is 50% Malbec, 20% Petit Verdot, 20% Merlot, and 10% Cab Franc, which is 4 of the 5 Bordeaux varietals. This one just has a lot going on. It's very complex. You get the nice fruit of the Malbec, the acidity of the Merlot, and then that Cab Franc finish, and a little spice from the Petit Verdot.
This wine is extraordinary. It is the beginning of our Malbec blends that we're offering here. It's a unique wine to the region. We do not grow a ton of it here. But when you get those Bordeaux varietals together just to be able to have a party, this is a great wine that will go with just about any protein. Again, take your time.
So moving along, next up it will be our 2014 Aeolus, which is our estate blend. This is a Cab Franc, Zinfandel, and Grenache. It's 50% Cab Franc, 25 Zin, and 25 Grenache. This is a nice complex wine. It has a lot going on. You get the fruit of the Zin, the lightness of the Grenache, and then that big Cab Franc finish on the end, which is why I like it so much.
This is our proprietary blend. Few wineries in the world ever create a blend from these 3 varietals. We decided to do this because we wanted to create a brand that resonated with the 3 first red wines that we grew on the estate, which is our Grenache, our Zinfandel, and our Cab Franc, they're all extraordinary wines that hold their own light, but when you blend them in the perfect proportions each year, you'll come out with something that's just going to tell a story.
Then as we move along, we're going to one of our bigger reds we have, which is our 2014 Vertunimus. With the Vertunimus, we changed the wine in the bottle changes from vintage to vintage. This year it's a 95% Tempranillo with 5% Grenache. The next year it could be completely different. So this one is, again, a big, bold red. There's a lot going on with this one. It's being the Tempranillo has that bold spiciness, really rich aromas, and just an all-around nice drinking wine.
Appreciate the nose, you know, take in that aroma. It absolutely tells its own story. And at first palate, you're gonna get fruit. And at the finish, you're gonna taste that barrel induction that we have here. That just really brings out that long lingering finish.
Then last but not least is our 2010 dessert style wine, which is made in the port style. So this is a late harvest fortified with grappa based alcohol or a grape based alcohol. This one we keep the residual sugar down to about 3%, not typical of most ports around the area, which are a little bit higher. So it's a little bit drier than your typical port, a little bit. But it definitely has that 18.5 alcohol, so the alcohol's up there, and just a really nice, smooth aroma on it.
Each of our ports carry some, we have a vanilla tannin and then we have a mocha tannin. This one is our
This is our mocha.
mocha tannin. What's beautiful about this wine is that it doesn't have to just go with chocolate. For those cheese eaters, you know, bring out some aged blue cheese. You'll just love it.
Cheers.
Cheers.